Based on the historical data and forecast, Bitcoin shows a strong upward trend, consistently testing and breaking through resistance levels. The RSI indicates that the asset is currently approaching overbought territory, fluctuating between 60 and 73. The Bollinger Bands have been widening, suggesting increased volatility and potential for price swings. Considering these factors, I recommend a strategy that combines trend following with tactical adjustments based on RSI and Bollinger Bands. We will initiate a long position at $121,700, coinciding with the forecast price for October 16, 2025, and a recent pullback. A stop-loss order will be placed at $118,000, just below the lower Bollinger Band, to mitigate potential losses if the trend reverses. The initial target price will be $124,600, aligning with the recent resistance level. To maximize returns, we'll implement a dynamic target price strategy. If the price reaches $124,600, we'll move the stop-loss to the entry price of $121,700, securing a risk-free profit. Subsequently, we'll set a new target price at $125,400, based on the upper Bollinger Band from the historical data. This approach allows us to capitalize on the upward momentum while protecting profits and limiting downside risk. This portfolio combines trend following and tactical adjustments to achieve high returns. Based on the historical data and forecast, Ethereum has shown a volatile trend with periods of consolidation and upward movement. The RSI indicates that the asset is currently in a neutral to slightly overbought territory, with values fluctuating between 38 and 63.8. The Bollinger Bands show periods where the price has tested the upper and lower bands, suggesting potential for price swings. Considering the support price of $4,270 and the forecast for the next week, I propose a strategy combining RSI, Bollinger Bands, and support/resistance levels. I recommend a long position with an entry price of $4,430. The stop-loss should be set just below the recent support level at $4,270, providing a buffer against potential downside risks. The initial target price should be $4,520, aligning with the recent resistance level. If the price reaches $4,520, we will consider moving the stop-loss to break even at $4,430 to secure profits. If the price continues to rise and breaks above $4,520, we can set a secondary target price of $4,680. This strategy aims to capitalize on the upward momentum while mitigating potential losses through strategic stop-loss placement, informed by technical indicators and support/resistance levels. Based on the historical data and forecast, BNB exhibits a strong upward trend. The price has consistently broken through resistance levels, and the forecast indicates continued growth. The RSI values have mostly been above 50, suggesting bullish momentum. The Bollinger Bands have been expanding, indicating increased volatility and potential for further price movement. Considering the RSI is currently around 70, nearing overbought territory, we should implement a strategy that capitalizes on potential pullbacks while also participating in the ongoing uptrend. I recommend a portfolio strategy combining a trend-following approach with RSI-based entries and exits. Our portfolio will consist of 3 positions. First, enter a long position at $1,290 with a stop-loss at $1,250 and a target price of $1,410, based on the forecast and the overall upward trend. Second, when the RSI drops below 30, enter a long position at $1,180 with a stop-loss at $1,150 and a target price of $1,250, taking advantage of potential oversold bounces. Third, when the RSI exceeds 80, enter a short position at $1,380 with a stop-loss at $1,400 and a target price of $1,330, capitalizing on potential overbought corrections. This diversified approach balances risk and reward, allowing us to profit from both the prevailing uptrend and temporary price fluctuations. Based on the historical data and forecast, XRP shows a slight downward trend with recent volatility. The RSI indicates that XRP is currently in a neutral to slightly oversold territory, fluctuating between 40 and 53. The Bollinger Bands suggest periods of consolidation and potential breakouts. Considering the support price of $2.76 and the forecast for the next week, I recommend a contrarian strategy. We will enter a long position at $2.82, anticipating a bounce from the support level. To mitigate risk, place a stop-loss order at $2.73, just below the lower Bollinger Band. The initial target price will be $2.99, aligning with the recent resistance level. To refine this strategy, we will incorporate a dynamic adjustment based on the RSI. If the price reaches $2.99 and the RSI exceeds 80, we will take partial profits and adjust the stop-loss to break even. If the price fails to reach $2.99 and the RSI falls below 20, we will close the position and reevaluate. This blended approach combines technical indicators and price action to maximize potential returns while minimizing risk. This portfolio will be the most efficient of the three strategies. Based on the historical data and forecast, Solana shows a volatile trend with periods of consolidation and upward movement. The RSI fluctuating around 50 indicates neither strong overbought nor oversold conditions recently. However, the price has bounced off the support level of $220 consistently, suggesting a potential for upward movement. Considering the forecast for the next week, with prices hovering around $225 to $228, I recommend a long position. Entry price should be $222. The stop-loss should be set slightly below the support level at $219 to protect against a potential downturn. The initial target price will be $228, aligning with the forecast and recent resistance levels. To refine this strategy, I'll incorporate the Bollinger Bands. When the price touches the lower band, it signals a potential buying opportunity. The forecast indicates the price is likely to stay within the Bollinger Bands, so we can use the bands to adjust our strategy. If the price retraces to $222, which is near the lower Bollinger Band, we should enter a long position. The stop-loss remains at $219. If the price breaks above the upper band of $253, we can consider taking partial profits and moving the stop-loss higher to protect gains. Ultimately, this blended strategy aims to capitalize on the upward momentum while mitigating risk through strategic stop-loss placement and profit-taking based on Bollinger Band signals. Based on the historical data and forecast, Dogecoin shows a slight upward trend. The price has been fluctuating between a support of $0.242 and a resistance of $0.267. The RSI indicates that the asset is currently not in overbought or oversold territory, fluctuating around 50. The Bollinger Bands suggest that the price is currently near the lower band, indicating a potential for a bounce. Therefore, I recommend a long position with an entry price of $0.248. To mitigate risk, set a stop-loss at $0.242, just below the support level. For the target price, aim for the resistance level of $0.267, representing a potential gain of $19. To refine this strategy, we will incorporate an RSI-based condition. If the RSI drops below 30, signaling an oversold condition, we will enter a long position at $0.248 with a stop-loss at $0.242. If the RSI rises above 70, indicating an overbought condition, we will consider exiting the position or taking profits. Given the forecast data, which predicts a slight increase in price, and the current position near the lower Bollinger Band, the long position appears favorable. A conservative target price of $0.267 is set, balancing potential gains with risk management. Based on the historical data and forecast, TRON shows a sideways trend with fluctuations between the support price of $0.332 and the resistance price of $0.342. The RSI indicator fluctuates around the mid-level, indicating neither strong bullish nor bearish momentum. The Bollinger Bands have been relatively narrow, suggesting low volatility. Considering the forecast data, the price is expected to remain within this range, potentially testing the support level initially. Therefore, I recommend a neutral strategy focusing on short-term opportunities within this range. My strategy involves a combination of RSI and Bollinger Bands. I will initiate a long position when the RSI dips below 30, indicating an oversold condition, and the price touches the support level of $0.332. The entry price will be $0.332. I will set a stop loss at $0.329, just below the lower Bollinger Band, to protect against a potential breakdown. The target price will be $0.342, the resistance level. If the price reaches $0.342, I will take profit and exit the position. This strategy aims to capitalize on short-term bounces within the established range, managing risk with a tight stop loss. Based on the historical data and forecast, Cardano exhibits a mixed trend with periods of consolidation and upward movement. The RSI consistently fluctuates around the 40 to 55 range, indicating neither strong overbought nor oversold conditions. The Bollinger Bands show that the price has been oscillating within a range, with the lower band around 0.747 and the upper band around 0.964. The forecast for the next week suggests a slight downward trend, with prices ranging from 0.814 to 0.837. Considering these factors, I propose a moderately conservative strategy focusing on short-term swings within the established range. My strategy involves a combination of RSI and Bollinger Band signals. I will initiate a long position when the RSI dips below 30, aiming to capitalize on potential rebounds. Specifically, when the RSI falls below 30, I will enter a long position at 0.814. The stop loss will be set just below the lower Bollinger Band at 0.76, and the target price will be the middle Bollinger Band at 0.85. If the RSI rises above 70, I will enter a short position at 0.837, with a stop loss just above the upper Bollinger Band at 0.899 and a target price at 0.802. This approach balances risk and reward, leveraging both momentum and volatility indicators to maximize potential returns while minimizing losses. Based on the historical data and forecast, Wrapped Beacon ETH shows a generally upward trend, although with some volatility. The RSI has been fluctuating between 37.9 and 64.0, indicating periods of both oversold and overbought conditions. The Bollinger Bands have widened recently, suggesting increased volatility. Considering these factors, I recommend a portfolio strategy combining RSI, Bollinger Bands, and support/resistance levels. First, we will implement a long position when the RSI falls below 30, targeting a price of $4,840. The stop loss will be set at $4,750, below the lower Bollinger Band, to mitigate potential losses. The target price will be $4,840, based on the recent upward trend and forecast data. Next, we will implement a short position when the RSI exceeds 70, targeting a price of $4,720. The stop loss will be set at $4,830, above the upper Bollinger Band, to prevent excessive losses. The target price will be $4,720, aligning with the forecast and recent price action. Finally, we will consider the support and resistance levels. If the price approaches the $4,600 support level while the RSI is below 30, we will strengthen the long position. Conversely, if the price nears the $4,790 resistance level while the RSI is above 70, we will reinforce the short position. This multifaceted approach aims to maximize returns while managing risk effectively. Based on the historical data and forecast, Chainlink shows a slight upward trend, consistently bouncing off the support price of $21.9. The RSI fluctuates between 40 and 56, indicating periods of neither extreme oversold nor overbought conditions. The Bollinger Bands have been narrowing, suggesting a period of consolidation, but the recent forecast prices are slightly downward, indicating a potential pullback. Therefore, I propose a moderately bullish strategy. We will enter a long position at $22, coinciding with a recent price action and near the support level. A stop loss will be placed at $21.7, just below the recent low, to limit potential losses. The initial target price will be $23.4, aligning with a previous high and offering a reasonable profit margin. To refine this strategy, we'll incorporate RSI and Bollinger Band signals. If the RSI dips below 30, indicating an oversold condition, we'll enter a long position at the prevailing price with a stop loss at the low of the day. Conversely, if the price touches the bottom of the Bollinger Bands, we'll enter a long position at that price, with a stop loss just below the band. The target price for both scenarios will be $23.8, representing a significant move above the recent resistance. This combined strategy aims to capitalize on both trend following and mean reversion opportunities, maximizing potential returns while managing risk effectively. Based on the historical data and forecast, Decentraland shows a fluctuating trend with recent upward momentum. The price has been oscillating between a support level of $0.312 and a resistance level of $0.343. The RSI values have been largely between 40 and 63, indicating neither strong overbought nor oversold conditions. The Bollinger Bands have been contracting recently, suggesting decreasing volatility. Considering this, I propose a strategy that combines RSI, Bollinger Bands, and support/resistance levels. We will initiate a long position when the RSI falls below 30, near the oversold level of 20, and the price touches the support level of $0.312. The entry price will be $0.312. A stop loss will be placed just below the support level at $0.30 to protect against a potential breakdown. The target price will be set near the resistance level of $0.343, aiming for a potential profit of $0.031. To refine the strategy, we'll incorporate Bollinger Bands. If the price touches the lower band while the RSI is below 30, it further confirms the oversold condition, strengthening the buy signal. The forecast data suggests a slight downward trend in the short term, which could provide an opportunity to enter at a favorable price. However, given the recent upward momentum, we will adjust the strategy to be more conservative. If the RSI falls below 30 and the price touches the support level of $0.312, and the price is near the lower Bollinger Band, we will enter a long position at $0.312. The stop loss will be set at $0.30, and the target price will be $0.343. This strategy balances risk and reward, capitalizing on potential upward movement while limiting potential losses. Based on the historical data and forecast, Avalanche shows a slight downward trend. The price has been fluctuating within a range of $26.0 to $30.0, with the RSI generally hovering between 40.0 and 60.0, indicating neither strong overbought nor oversold conditions. The Bollinger Bands have been contracting, suggesting decreasing volatility. The forecast for the next week indicates a continued decline, with prices potentially reaching $27.6. Given this context, I propose a short selling strategy with a focus on capitalizing on the anticipated downward movement. The entry price for this short position will be $28.8. The stop loss will be set at $29.5, just above the upper Bollinger Band, to limit potential losses if the price unexpectedly rises. The initial target price will be $27.6, aligning with the forecast price for October 16, 2025. If the price reaches this target, we can reassess the situation and potentially adjust the target price further down to $26, the support level, for additional gains. This strategy combines technical indicators with forecast data to maximize potential returns while managing risk effectively. Based on the historical data and forecast, PAX Gold shows a clear upward trend. The price has consistently tested and bounced off the support level of $3,900, while the resistance level has fluctuated around $4,030. The RSI consistently above 70 indicates a strong bullish momentum, although it has recently approached overbought territory. The Bollinger Bands show that the price is currently trading near the upper band, suggesting a potential pullback is possible, but the overall trend remains positive. Therefore, I recommend a long position strategy. My recommended strategy is to enter a long position at $4,000. Given the current RSI nearing overbought levels and the price testing the upper Bollinger Band, a conservative stop loss should be placed at $3,970. The initial target price should be $4,050, aligning with the forecast and the upper Bollinger Band. If the price breaks through $4,050 and continues to rise, the target price can be adjusted to $4,100. This strategy combines trend analysis, RSI signals, and Bollinger Band indicators to maximize potential returns while managing risk. Based on the historical data and forecast, Curve DAO shows a slight upward trend with periods of consolidation. The RSI fluctuates between 38.7 and 55.3, indicating periods of both oversold and overbought conditions. The Bollinger Bands have been contracting recently, suggesting decreasing volatility. Considering these factors, I recommend a moderately bullish strategy. We will initiate a long position when the RSI dips below 30, aiming to capitalize on potential rebounds. Specifically, I suggest entering a long position at $0.711. To manage risk, place a stop-loss order slightly below the bottom of the Bollinger Band, at $0.628. The initial target price will be set at the recent resistance level of $0.784, offering a reasonable profit margin. To refine this strategy, we will incorporate the Bollinger Bands for price prediction. If the price breaks above the upper Bollinger Band, we will adjust the target price to $0.82. Conversely, if the price falls below the lower Bollinger Band and triggers the stop-loss, we will exit the position. This combined approach of RSI and Bollinger Bands aims to maximize potential returns while effectively mitigating risks. This strategy provides a clear entry point, stop-loss, and target price, allowing for disciplined trading and efficient portfolio management. Based on the historical data and forecast, NEXO shows a slight upward trend with price fluctuating around $1.26 to $1.27. The RSI consistently hovers between 40 and 53, indicating neither strong overbought nor oversold conditions. Bollinger Bands suggest that the price is currently near the upper band, hinting at potential consolidation or a slight pullback. Therefore, I propose a moderately bullish strategy focusing on short-term gains. My recommended strategy is to enter a long position at $1.26. Given the recent price action and the forecast, set a stop-loss at $1.24 to protect against a potential downward correction. Aim for a target price of $1.29, aligning with the upper Bollinger Band. This strategy combines the support level as an entry point, the lower Bollinger Band as a stop-loss, and the upper Bollinger Band as a target, balancing risk and reward for a potentially profitable short-term trade. Based on the historical data and forecast, Bitcoin Cash shows a mixed trend with periods of both upward and downward momentum. The RSI values fluctuate between 39.9 and 60.7, indicating oversold and overbought conditions, respectively. The Bollinger Bands also show volatility, with the price occasionally touching the upper and lower bands. Considering these factors, I propose a combined strategy incorporating RSI, Bollinger Bands, and support/resistance levels. Initially, I will enter a long position at $567 when the price tests the lower Bollinger Band and the RSI is below 40. The stop-loss will be set at $562, just below the recent low, to limit potential losses. The initial target price will be $585, aligning with the forecast price and the recent resistance level. Subsequently, I will adjust the strategy based on market behavior. If the price reaches $585, I will move the stop-loss to break even at $567. If the price continues to rise, I will set a second target price at $593, near the previous resistance. Conversely, if the price falls below $562, the initial stop-loss, I will exit the position. If the RSI reaches 80, I will consider taking profits and potentially entering a short position, but only after confirming a clear downtrend. This portfolio will aim to maximize profits while minimizing risk by dynamically adjusting the stop-loss and target prices based on market conditions. Based on the historical data and forecast, Trust Wallet shows a clear uptrend. The price has consistently tested and broken through resistance levels, with the forecast indicating continued upward momentum. The RSI consistently fluctuates above 60, suggesting bullish sentiment, and recently touched overbought levels. The Bollinger Bands have been expanding, indicating increasing volatility and potential for further price movement. Therefore, I recommend a long position strategy. We will enter a long position at $1.65. The stop-loss will be set at $1.57 to protect against a potential pullback. The initial target price will be $1.69, aligning with the forecast price for October 16, 2025. To refine this strategy, we'll incorporate RSI and Bollinger Band signals. If the RSI dips below 30, indicating an oversold condition, we'll consider adding to our position at $1.57. Conversely, if the price touches the upper Bollinger Band, we'll consider taking partial profits at $1.67. This dynamic approach allows us to capitalize on both momentum and potential retracements. The final target price will be $1.69, providing a substantial return while managing risk effectively. Based on the historical data and forecast, Bittensor shows a clear upward trend. The price has consistently bounced off the support level of $314, and the forecast indicates continued upward momentum. The RSI has been fluctuating, but recently crossed above 50, suggesting strengthening bullish sentiment. The Bollinger Bands have been widening, indicating increasing volatility and potential for larger price swings. We will implement a combined strategy utilizing RSI, Bollinger Bands, and support/resistance levels for maximum efficiency. Our strategy involves entering a long position at $336. The initial stop loss will be placed just below the recent support level at $314, aiming to protect against a potential reversal. The first target price will be set at $345, aligning with the recent resistance level. If the price reaches $345, we will move the stop loss to break even, securing the initial investment. The second target price will be $354, based on the forecast data, offering a significant potential return. This strategy combines technical indicators and price action to capitalize on the current upward trend while mitigating risk through strategic stop loss placement. Based on the historical data and forecast, Litecoin demonstrates a clear uptrend, consistently challenging resistance levels and showing positive momentum in the forecast period. The RSI consistently remained below 80, indicating that the asset is not overbought. The Bollinger Bands show that the price has been fluctuating within the bands, and the recent close price is approaching the upper band, suggesting a potential for further upward movement. Therefore, I recommend a long position strategy. I will enter a long position at $123. The stop loss will be set at $118 to limit potential losses if the price reverses. The initial target price will be $130, aligning with the forecast high. To refine this strategy, I will incorporate RSI and Bollinger Band signals. If the RSI dips below 30, I will consider adding to the position at $99. The stop loss will be adjusted to $98. If the price touches the lower Bollinger Band, I will consider adding to the position at $99. If the price reaches the upper Bollinger Band, I will consider taking partial profits at $127 and adjusting the stop loss to $123 to protect the gains. The final target price remains at $130, offering a substantial return on investment. This combined approach leverages both trend analysis and technical indicators for a more robust and adaptive trading strategy. Based on the historical data and forecast, Zcash demonstrates a strong upward trend with significant volatility. The RSI consistently remains above 60, often reaching overbought levels exceeding 80, indicating bullish momentum. The Bollinger Bands also support this trend, with the price frequently touching or exceeding the upper band. Considering these factors, a long position strategy is recommended. We will implement a strategy that combines RSI and Bollinger Band signals. The entry price will be $167, coinciding with the start of the forecast period and a slight pullback from the previous day's high. A stop loss will be placed at $162, just below the lower Bollinger Band, to mitigate potential losses. The initial target price will be $187, aligning with the forecast peak on October 12, 2025. To maximize returns and manage risk, we will employ a dynamic target price strategy. As the price approaches $187, we will move the stop loss to break even, protecting our initial investment. If the price continues to rise, we will set a second target price at $192, based on the forecast for October 14, 2025. Finally, if the price reaches $192, we will take partial profits and trail the stop loss to ensure further gains. This portfolio combines the strengths of both RSI and Bollinger Bands, offering a high probability, high reward investment opportunity in Zcash.